Breaking. Princess Leonor of Spain Royal Wedding 2025 draws millions of viewers. The world stood still today. Streets fell silent, televisions glowed in living rooms across continents, and every screen, from Madrid to Melbourne, was tuned to one moment. The royal wedding of Princess Leonor of Spain. But this wasn't just another royal ceremony. It was a moment that drew millions, a global audience mesmerized by love, legacy, and the undeniable allure of a future queen stepping into destiny. At first glance, it seemed familiar, a royal wedding, elegant, ceremonial, and bound by tradition. But then something unexpected unfolded. What began as a state event transformed into an emotional spectacle that gripped the world. Spain didn't just celebrate its heir, it witnessed the rebirth of its monarchy through the eyes of a young woman who has become the face of a new generation. The cameras opened to a breathtaking sight. Copenhagen's Amalienborg Palace gleamed under the soft morning light, wrapped in royal banners of red and white, Spanish crimson woven with Danish ivory. Crowds filled the streets long before dawn, waving flags and holding photos of Leonor and her groom, Prince Christian of Denmark. Reporters estimated over 1.2 billion viewers tuned in globally. That number climbed by the minute, breaking European broadcast records and trending at #1 across social media. It was official, the world was watching history unfold in real time. As the clock struck 11, the cathedral doors opened. A collective hush fell over the crowd. The moment had arrived. Princess Leonor appeared, draped in an ivory gown handcrafted by Spanish designer Lorenzo Caprile, the same artisan who once designed for Queen Letizia. But this gown told its own story. Every stitch symbolized unity, Spain's royal heritage meeting Denmark's future. Pearls from Asturias adorned the veil, a subtle nod to her homeland. The tiara, borrowed from Queen Sofia, glittered softly under the morning sun. And then the music began. A blend of Spanish classical tones and Danish symphonic beauty, a bridge between two nations. Prince Christian, dressed in full ceremonial uniform, turned toward her. The crowd gasped. The smile that crossed his face wasn't rehearsed, it was real, raw, full of love and pride. For a moment, the world forgot royal titles, political ties, and diplomatic significance. It was just them, two people, deeply in love. King Felipe VI, seated beside Queen Letizia, watched silently, his expression both proud and emotional. The father of the bride, the King of Spain, was seeing his daughter not just as a royal heir, but as a young woman stepping into her own light. Cameras caught the exact moment he blinked away tears as the ceremony began. And across Spain, millions mirrored his emotion. Cafes went quiet, public plazas were filled with projection screens, and even local festivals paused to witness their future queen say, "Si, acepto." When Leonor spoke those words, "Yes, I do," Spain erupted. Church bells rang across Madrid. The royal palace's balcony filled with flags. In Asturias, Leonor's birthplace, crowds cheered her name, chanting, "Viva la Reina." Though her reign is still years away. But what made this wedding different wasn't just its scale, it was its soul. This wasn't a royal event carefully controlled by tradition. It was deeply personal. Every element reflected Leonor's spirit, her modernity, her strength, her compassion. Even her decision to personally greet the palace crowd after the ceremony broke centuries of protocol. Cameras followed her as she and Christian exited the cathedral, hand in hand, stepping into the roar of thousands outside. Confetti rained down, the sound of church bells mixed with cheers, and both nations celebrated as one. In that moment, a symbol of the old monarchy transformed into the new face of Europe. The internet exploded. Within minutes, the hashtag #LeonorWedding 2025 had amassed 50 million posts. Every major outlet, from the BBC to CNN, from El País to DR1, carried live commentary. Fashion experts analyzed every thread of her gown, political analysts discussed the diplomatic impact of this union, but ordinary people. They were simply in awe. Because what they saw wasn't just a royal couple, it was a fairy tale unfolding before their eyes. Behind the scenes, emotions ran high. King Felipe gave a short, heartfelt speech during the private family luncheon. His words resonated deeply. Today, Spain's heart expands. We do not say goodbye to Leonor, we celebrate the woman she has become. Queen Letizia, ever composed, embraced her daughter quietly, whispering something only the cameras could guess. Her pride, however, needed no translation. Prince Christian's mother, Crown Princess Mary, shared a warm exchange with Queen Letizia, a meeting of two women who have both guided their children through the pressures of monarchy and the spotlight of love. As the couple emerged once more for their iconic balcony appearance, the world collectively held its breath. Leonor waved gracefully, her eyes glimmering under the soft Danish sun, while Christian placed a steady hand over hers. Then came the kiss, simple, genuine, filled with warmth. The crowd below erupted in applause. Royal watchers declared it the moment that defined modern monarchy. Because for all its grandeur, this wedding felt deeply real. It was about connection, between nations, families, and hearts. Later that evening, the royal reception unfolded under a ceiling of chandeliers and crystal light. The banquet tables were draped in gold and white, blending Spanish olive motifs with Danish roses. Dignitaries from across the world raised their glasses to the couple. But the true highlight came during their first dance. Instead of a traditional waltz, they chose a modern Spanish-Danish composition, a piece rumored to have been written secretly for Leonor by a composer friend during her studies. The melody carried traces of both cultures, echoing their journey of love that had defied distance and duty. Outside the palace, the celebrations didn't stop. The streets of Madrid were alive with fireworks and music, while in Copenhagen, the city center became an open-air festival. Young people danced, families waved flags, and countless fans cheered as the royal carriage passed by one last time that night. Broadcast analysts confirmed what everyone suspected: the wedding had drawn one of the largest live audiences in European history. Over 1.6 billion viewers across television and streaming platforms. The royal event surpassed even the wedding of Prince William and Catherine Middleton in global viewership. Why? Because this generation sees something new in Leonor. She represents hope, grace, and authenticity. She's not the untouchable princess of fairy tales, but a grounded, relatable leader who honors her family while shaping her own path. And Christian. The perfect balance, a prince raised in humility, shaped by duty, yet driven by love. Their connection reflects everything the modern world craves from royalty: humanity. As the night deepened, the newlyweds stepped outside once more for a final moment under the stars. The palace courtyard glowed with candles. Leonor looked up, smiling softly, whispering to Christian, "We made history today." He nodded. And this is just the beginning. The final shot of the night captured them walking away from the palace hand in hand, the glow of fireworks reflecting in their eyes. Two young royals, surrounded by a billion beating hearts, stepping boldly into their future. Spain rejoiced. Denmark celebrated. And the world, moved by a love story that transcended crowns, knew it had witnessed something eternal. Because this wasn't just a royal wedding. It was proof that tradition and modernity can coexist. That love can be both royal and real. Princess Leonor of Spain and Prince Christian of Denmark didn't just draw millions of viewers. They reignited faith in the idea that even in a world full of noise and chaos, love, when it's true, still conquers all.